Watch what's approaching, the supreme moment. Reality striking closer than it seems, don't it? Go ahead, it's for the taking if you want it. If not, the dream dies and you'll be forever haunted. Then confront it.
What's good? We're back at it again. You know I had to test this guy out with the Kaioken Mechanic or stacking effect, considering the skill sets this guy has. Now, the friend lead that I have is level 15 additional attack and level 11 critical. This is going to work out well because that's going to guarantee, the chances of additional supers or increase the odds a little bit. After the transformation, this guy does have the ability for the super attack of raising attack over every super attack basically. So of course I wanted to test this, and usually it's on the DBZ Dokkan Event against Zamasu, but because of his skill sets we wanted to do this on the Super Saiyan 3 Broly Event. This is like the second battle of the stage itself. So let's go ahead and cover the stats, and then we'll go into all the logistics and details here in a second. So, of course, this guy is the Conquest of Terror lead. It's actually a quite interesting category and a lot of team building options with that. Category 3 HP increase of 130% and attack and defense increase of 170%. Again, the super attack before the transformation will only cause immense damage but lowers attack and defense. With the passive skill, it's actually very nice for such a hard-hitting unit. Prior to the transformation, it's attack and defense increase of 100%, but transformation boosts category allies get Ki +2 and attack and defense increase of 30% when facing only one enemy. And then Conquest of Terror category allies get Ki +2 and attack and defense increase of 50% when facing 2 or more enemies. So, because of the variety of between 1 or 2 enemies, you can essentially build a team based on that passive alone in terms of going through a run on certain types of events. Now we'll go ahead and skip all this stuff, but basically the active skill transformation occurs when there's a pure Saiyans or hybrid Saiyans category enemy, and then starting from the 3rd turn of the start of battle. Otherwise, it's only going to be when facing only one enemy starting from the 6th turn from the start of battle. So you do have like decent ways of getting the transformation active. Now let's go into the final form transform state. Now again, the super attack will raise attack, causes immense damage to enemy, and also greatly lowers defense. The passive skill is what makes things interesting and why I chose this Dokkan event. So it's a Ki +3 attack and defense increase of 100%. However, launches an additional attack that has a medium chance of becoming a super attack, performs a critical hit when there is a pure Saiyans or hybrid Saiyans category enemy. And of course, because Broly is a pure Saiyans category, and level 15 additionals, this is like the best setting, best scenario to test this out. Now, the one I want to note is the fact that most of the rotations you're going to see is based on the Turles and Kid Buu rotation with the friend lead Transforming Cooler unit, just to maximize the potential. And the only units that have the ability to raise attack or stacking attack is going to be both the friend lead and my leader of Transforming Cooler. My version is at 55%, and he's in the other rotation basically to kind of continuous hitting the unit. But it's just a matter of these two guys and seeing how much they can stack. And honestly, with the setup, I'm pretty sure this guy can be eliminated. At least Broly can be defeated just from these two guys alone, because the other units, even though they have decent attack stats, as you can see, the damage output itself is pretty marginal. So because of that, it's heavily relied upon the Transforming Cooler units. And the way this format works is like the first couple of footages were from the very first beginning of the battle, like the first 3 rotations where Cooler was on. And then we're gonna kind of jump around and see every milestone. Like if he reaches a certain million, you'll have it included. Basically just kind of give you a status update on how things improve. And in the past I did include the total amount of turns with each section, but for this one I was kind of multitasking at the time, so I didn't really have a PC around me to keep a log of the total amount of turns and whatnot on an Excel spreadsheet. So unfortunately in this case, it's kind of just taking it as a landmark. So 4.2 million at this point. And Broly still has a long ways to go. I mean, his HP is pretty up there still. So, definitely a lot more shaving off the HP levels to be remained. But because the way this team's built, and we do have a type disadvantage Metal Cooler on the team just to serve as the Dokkan mode attacker. we're able to extend the battle as far as we need to. And you know, at this point, like, I think the other two units that were able to stack attack to this point is like Kaioken Blue Goku with the Easy A, and then Tech Vegito Blue. Those guys have, you know, either immense, greatly raised attack, or the ability to have built-in additionals for potential super attacks. So of course they can stack them to a pretty good degree, but this guy is definitely up in that realm because, again, he does have, after the transformation, a medium chance to launch, or launches an additional attack that has a medium chance of becoming a super attack. On top of that, you have a level 15 version where that level 15 additionals could also become a super attack as well. So yeah, it's pretty interesting to test this guy out. This is probably one of the most hyped up units out of the year for me, honestly. And I did forget to note, again, this guy does perform guaranteed crits against the Pure Saiyans and Hybrid Saiyans type category enemies. So everything like pretty much works itself out to test it out on the stage. And back to the point I was making, this unit, ever since the stats were released, I mean, it just blew my mind how good this unit is. Typically, you know, units I would get excited about is what unit are very good, but at the same time, what's going to benefit the team overall. And this guy is such a great unit. I mean, he's a power hitter. His defense increase is pretty good. You know, prior to the transformation, he provides a substantial amount of boost to category allies, and, you know, links up very well. I mean, his link sets are so damn good. You've got like Strongest Clan of Space, Thirst for Conquest, Big Bad Bosses, Brutal Beatdown, Metamorphosis, Universe's Most Malevolent, and Fierce Battle. Those are pretty common links. At least a portion of those are common amongst a variety of units, especially in the extreme type units. So yeah, I mean, I'm loving this unit so far. It's really, really nice. Now, I don't have a dupe for him, but you know, over time, like that's the beauty of the gacha coin system, right? Is eventually when they come back around to be available in the exchange, you know, you can certainly pick up copies. So like, it's good to plan things out. And this is one of those units where I know for a fact I'm saving my coins for dupes, because I do want this guy with at least 2 dupes unlocked, and pretty much I'm reserving all my coins for that. Same thing for like the yellow gacha coins. I'm pretty much saving that for when Tech LR Broly comes out or is available in the Baba shop for exchange with the coins. I'm pretty much using that for the dupe, and that's it, you know, like. So that's, you know, that's a beautiful thing. I'm just glad I was able to pull this guy when the banner was up, you know, instead of having to wait, because this is one of those, not only is the unit good, but the category is very interesting, the skill sets for the rest of the team is great, and it's just a lot of fun. So at this point, I mean, you can see Broly's HP is pretty much eliminated at this point, and attack stats are like 12.5 million. That is pretty much close to what Kaioken Blue Goku was, and he had the ability for a greatly raised attack. So Cooler is up there, you know what I mean? Like, he's probably one of the highest that was able to get that attack stats quite high, and yeah, I'm loving every single second of it. You guys probably expected this to happen, given the type of unit it is. Typically when a card is released where they have a built-in mechanic to raise or stack attack and or defense, I usually like to test this out and just to see, you know, how high those numbers actually get to, and I'm honestly not disappointed with this unit. Obviously, it's never going to be in a realistic setting. You're not going to see this type of numbers in any realistic battle setting, but it's always fun. I mean, 13.4 million in attack stats. I mean, it's just fun to see this type of stuff. You know, I really enjoy this type of shit. So hopefully you guys are too. And 11 million attack on a normal, pretty much KO'd Broly there, and then another one, and 16.4 million in damage applied against Paragus. And yeah, it's crazy. So we got you know, it's not the best of rotations, but it is against the Super Saiyan 3 Broly. Unfortunately, my version of Transforming Cooler pretty much one-shotted the physical type Broly, so it's not going to have type advantage. But luckily in this case, like, all the orbs converted over to the strength type, so you're able to boost up that extra 5% for every strength key obtained. So I brought in a couple items too to increase attack. Honestly, I probably didn't need the Android 8 item. I could have probably replaced that with the Strength type World Tournament Announcer, further boost attack up by 30%, but you know, at this point I think it's good enough. I mean, let's just see how the attack stats look like. 32.6 million I think is the number right there. Pretty ridiculous stuff. Unfortunately, you know, I wish it was a Dokkan mode attack, but you know, all the stars don't align perfectly in some cases, but I think the fact that it's a normal super attack with this type of, you know, attack stat numbers, and I was actually hoping the big bad boss's league skill would activate by placing Trellis in the beginning, but it didn't. But I mean, it's whatever. We'll see how it is. 59, so 60 million in damage just from this. Isn't a nuke test or anything. This is just a flat out, you know, the Conquest of Terror team setup, and that's what you got. So pretty crazy stuff. So again, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I certainly did. But as always, thanks for watching. Definitely stay tuned for the next one because I got more stuff coming out. All right, I'll catch you guys later.